Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. So this is the update. This is an update about the 90-day health challenge. This is the update about the 90-day health challenge. I'm just going to give a couple people a couple minutes to come into the room because we just got a minute. And then I will give an update and I will tell y'all about just about my update, you know, just about how I've been doing. I know I've been a little MIA. Let me make sure the chat room is available. One moment, y'all. I have to make sure that I get the chat room in place before we start this thing off. Thank you to the 2 viewers who are already here. It'll be just one moment. I'm just getting I'm just making sure I can see the light. Hey, Chad. Okay, I can see it now. Okay. I'm just making sure I can see the chat room, y'all. And then I'll start. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. And if y'all want to know who that is, that's actually, his name is Daryl Yahudi. He has some awesome music. Like, I'm so feeling him. This song is called Virtuous. It's called Virtuous. And if you listen to it, it's spiritual music. You know, he's talking about the Lord. And he's talking about Proverbs 31 woman in this particular song. And it has kind of like a jazz tempo to it. So I'm really feeling it. So thank you, Chad. Thank you for joining. And anyone else that may be in the chat room, thank you for joining. I'm going to go ahead and start and give this little update. And I do want to say that my guest, unfortunately, my guest will not be here today, but I will reconvene with her at a later time. She may be coming on. So I just wanted to say that before I start. I want to say thank you to everyone who has joined on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I just want to talk about, I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. I just kind of wanted to talk about, give an update on the 90-day challenge, and anyone who may have participated in the challenge that may be viewing the video right now, you can kind of give your updates and I'll be, you know, checking the chat room out and everything like that. Thank you for joining, whoever has joined. So this is indeed an update about the 90-day health challenge. And I hope that everyone is doing well tonight. I know I've been a little MIA, but I had to take some time to myself, you know, because I just had to make sure that everything was good in my life. And I had to really focus, honestly, on the Lord. I've been in a lot of prayer. I've been in a lot of meditation. And I've just been focused and dying to the things that have held me back in a lot of senses, dying to those things that no longer serve me or have a positive purpose in my life. And so with this video, I just want to kind of give an update on my health. Hey, Taylor, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching in. And I pray that you feel better. I just wanted to give an update on my health and kind of talk about some of the challenges and maybe Taylor, you can give, even though I know you're not feeling well, you can give some of your experiences also in the chat room, and I'll be looking back and forth throughout this. So actually with the 90-day health challenge, it was something that I decided to do because I was tired of going back and forth with my weight. I'm the type of person that knows how to lose weight, but I was in and out of it when something bad happened. I would stop and I would, sometimes I would go through a moment of depression. Sometimes I would go through like times where I just wasn't feeling well. Things weren't going well in my life. And I was tired of, you're welcome. I was just tired of stopping and starting. And I could lose good chunks of weight. I could lose 20 and 30 pounds. And then something would happen that caused me to have an emotional break. And I would just fall back a couple weeks. And I said to myself, like, thank you, everyone who's joined. Welcome to this video. Feel free to leave a comment. I will be checking it back and forth. This is an update about the 90-day health challenge. And so like I was saying, I was going back and forth with my weight, and I felt like it's time to break this cycle. It's time to stop. And I had to, I was thinking about what's killing us? What's killing me? What's stopping me from living to my full potential? And I realized that what was stopping me was taking accountability for my actions, taking accountability for my feelings, and putting things into perspective. Greetings, Ebony. It's good to see you, beloved sister. I'm praying that all is well with you. I miss you. Taking accountability for my actions, putting things into perspective, and not letting my emotions and my feelings control me. So I felt like a good way to get out of that cycle, honestly, was to put myself on Front Street. So to really, way I could do that, honestly, I came up with this the last minute, was essentially just to put it out, on my channel. That way I know that would serve as accountability for me. And also I realized that it was just time for me to stop going back and forth. It's like, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to choose death? Are you willing to choose life? Because we choose life. Life and death is in the tongue, but we choose life and death with all of our actions, with our thoughts, with the things that we're doing, with the way that we interact, and the decisions we choose to make. Hey, Aaron, it's a blessing to see you, beloved brother. It's good. I'm glad you joined the chat with us on today. I hope that all is well and that you are progressing and doing well. And so I wanted to end this cycle, and what I realized is how I could end the cycle was making a final decision, ultimately choosing life over death, ultimately dying to those bad habits, those things that were holding me back, those emotional strongholds, that addiction to sugar. And what I can say is, yes, I have chose a different diet. I'm going to go into some of the changes I made. But honestly, y'all, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. And thank you, Aaron. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and I also have been fasting as well. Now, when I say fasting, it doesn't mean that I'm not completely eating. It just means that I've been praying, and I've been abstaining from those things that did not add life into my life. It was not a reproduction of life. So I'm no longer on, eating really too much sugar. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't eat no sugar anymore, but that's one of the things I had to get myself away from. That was one of my strongholds. My eating, I'm not letting emotions control my eating. It's been a battle, a spiritual battle with that. So that's why I've been trying to keep to myself, stay strong, and fight like the warrior Christ has called me to be. You said you fell back and I'm overwhelmed with other things. This month was rough, but I'm getting back on track. Amen. Let me tell you something. We've all been overwhelmed with so many things in our life. When it comes to work, when it comes to personal relationships, when it comes to things that we're personally working on for ourselves. So I can completely relate, because this month, it has also been a struggle for me, but I realize that I choose life more than death. And so I want to tell you about my progress. And maybe, I'm a person, I'm pretty open. I don't really care about the weight thing, how much I do care about how much I weigh because I want to lose weight. But this challenge was not to lose weight. And the reason why I say it wasn't to lose weight is because I have lost weight and I didn't change my behavior patterns. And sometimes it was a trainer lifting me up, holding me up. Oh, that was Ebony. Ebony, you said that. Ebony, let me tell you something. You're a warrior. You're gonna make it. So it doesn't matter what sort of thing happened or how you fell off. We're only moving forward, beloved queen. We're only moving forward. The past is most certainly the past. So I want to go back into what I was saying. We all experience these trials and these tribulations through life. But we have to, it's our perspective that ultimately changes things in life. Because we have to have that warrior, that strong mentality, that perspective that whenever things go wrong in your life, you have to focus on that one thing that is gonna get you towards your goal. You have to want that vision, whatever it is. So if things are hitting at you in your personal life, what is your one true motivation that keeps you going when you don't want to get out of bed? What's that one thing that keeps you going when you don't want to go to the gym? That one thing that keeps you going when you don't want to, you just like, I want to give up. Focus on that one thing and let that thing be the motivation that carries you through those rough times. Because I realize that life is a struggle, but in our pain births beautiful strength. I can honestly say that in our pain births a powerful strength within us. So instead of hiding or running from it, I've learned to embrace it and thank God for it and wonder, what can I learn from what's going on in my life? What can I learn from these situations and circumstances? And so I want to talk about what I've been doing. So I honestly started this challenge with my father on April 6, 2018. And today is April 26. So within that 20-day time frame, I have lost 13.6 pounds. My weight has, throughout that time, I'm not going to lie to you, my initial weight jumped up 2 pounds. And then I had to get it down because I was going through a stressful moment. And I was fighting myself and battling myself because, as y'all know, obesity has been like a lifelong struggle for me. But I'm like, after that when I had gained that 2 pounds, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow myself to be controlled by food. I'm not going to allow myself to be controlled by my emotions. I'm not going to allow myself to be controlled by my circumstances. And I realized, and I was fighting. I was literally, because this has been such a struggle, it's like trainers couldn't help me. Every time I had a trainer, they would prop me up. They would prop me up every time I had a trainer. So it's basically I was going based on what they wanted me to do, not because I really had the self-discipline and motivation to do it. Now I am developing the discipline, and that is the difference. That is the difference between me today and the me of last year. And the discipline, what I mean is when those hardships come, when that negativity comes, I am not letting that consume my energy anymore. And the reason being is because I've been focusing on my prayer life, and I've been fasting, and I've been dying to stuff. There are so many things in my life that I had to die to, spiritually, emotionally, physically, in every way you can think of. I had to constantly die to things. And that has been like an internal struggle, but it's been the biggest blessing. And now, even though it's been like just short of a month, I have been able to control myself more better because I've taken responsibility for my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, to everyone here tonight. I'm gonna be straight up honest. And about the weight thing, I can tell y'all my weight numbers, and I may do it at another time, but I feel like that's genuinely irrelevant. I want to say that a lot of my life, I have had a victim mentality. I have said to myself that, because I had this tumultuous relationship with my mother, that's why I be experiencing depression. That's why it's okay for me to be sad. That's why it's okay for me to be depressed sometimes, because I've had these strenuous relationships sometimes with being a people pleaser, attracting a lot of narcissistic people in my life with controlling behaviors. Because I've had that. Oh, this person hurt my feelings, so now it's okay for me to eat this candy bar. It's okay for me to eat this piece of cake. I was the victim. And let me tell you, you will get nowhere in life. And I'm going to go to the comments in a second. You will get nowhere in life being the victim. You cannot be the victim no matter what the circumstances are. And I mean that with all of my heart. Why am I developing discipline? Why am I developing structure? Why am I focusing on my future? Why am I working towards my goals? Because I am not the victim of my circumstances. I may be a larger woman, but I am not obesity. I am not obese. I'm a person that's shedding her weight down. I'm a person who is establishing who Christ has called me to be. I have accepted complete responsibility for my actions, for my life, and for my interactions. So when someone comes into my life and they mistreat me, I am accepting responsibility for that. When I have an argument or I have a disagreement, I am accepting responsibility for my part. If there's something that I did at work that wasn't right, I am accepting responsibility for that. No matter what, you cannot truly move forward in your life unless you accept responsibility for your behavior patterns. We must die to any sort of victim mentality. Life is hard. Life is certainly hard, but we cannot be victims. You will go nowhere in life blaming someone else for your circumstances. And I mean that with all of my heart. That's the only way that I've been able to be successful in these 20 days. Yes, I've been working out. I mostly drink water. I got 2 bottles of water with me right here. I mostly drink water. I'm gonna get to the comments because I've been missing them. I'm sorry, y'all. I want to interact with y'all because I'm so glad that y'all joined. So I'm gonna go to some of the comments. So it looks like Ebony I says, thank you. My will hasn't died. Amen, lady. And I'm also fighting sugar addiction as well. I'm much better than where I was, but I'm still improving. Ebony, let me tell you something. The sugar addiction is a struggle, but I realize that every decision I make is going to benefit my life or it's going to take my life out. That's what I'm, every decision. And it's not just with food. It's not just with, it's with friends. It's with work. It's with my goals. It's with everything in my life. Either it's going to benefit me or either it's going to cause destruction and hold me back. So that's the way I view things. That's the way I view people. That's the way I view my life right now. That's the way I look at it. You have to see it that way. And it looks like, I'm going to skip down. It says, discipline is absolutely vital. Spirituality and weight loss go hand in hand. I've also learned that lesson. Amen, Ebony. I'm going to go back up to some of these comments. You said victim. You also said victim no more. I'm sorry, y'all. I just clicked off the, okay, I got it. I just clicked off the thing. I got it now. You said victim no more. And Taylor said, my motivation is that I have the desire to get off the praise. You know what, Taylor? I truly believe and trust the Lord that you will get off of the diabetes medication. I am standing with you in agreement with that. I wholeheartedly believe our Father, because in all honesty, Taylor, in all honesty, food is our medication. Food is our medication. You know, we have all these prescription drugs, but the food that we put in our body nurture us and bring us back to health. And I am trusting, I am standing in agreement with you that the Lord is going to bless you to overcome that. Food is our medication. Let me tell you what I've been eating. I've been eating salads mostly. I've been cutting down. I'm not going to tell you a lie. I still have my gummy bears every now and then, but I've been just mostly focused on eating salads. And I can't, my diet has not been big. The reason being, I'm going to be honest with you, is because I had to die to a lot of stuff. I had to die. So I have not been really eating out like I used to. I am eating baked chicken. I am doing a lot of water. I do my fruits. What else have I been doing? Sometimes I'll get a protein bar every now and then, but you know, I don't really do that. I've really been controlling what I eat, and I was saying I was going to go based on the 1,500 calorie diet, but in all honesty, I'm just going based on how my body feels, because I'm not trying to eat. But Taylor, let me tell you this: if you do, you can look it up. What's really what a blessed meal that I just made for myself is a cucumber salad. It's like almost like a vegetarian salad. There's no meat. It's but I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a little baked chicken on the side, but it's really good. Anytime we're eating, my salad has kale. It has all kind of stuff. It has all kind of fruits and vegetables in it, and it's and those things produce life in your body. Anytime you have a high content of vegetables, anytime you're drinking a lot of water, I try to drink distilled water. Put some lemon in your water also. Those things bring life into your body. And what else did you say? You said, amen, I received. Yes, yes. I'm going to go back to the thing now, but yes, those things bring life to your body, Taylor. And what I do is I noticed that, honestly, y'all, another thing for me, I was doing a lot of emotional eating. So the food content that I would eat, and I wasn't preparing any of my meals too. I think preparing your meals also is a great option for you as well. I was doing a lot of emotional eating. I was, you know, my eating was tied to my stress level. My eating was tied to how I felt that day. And as a person that is accepting responsibility for your life, you have to be practical and pragmatic about how you approach your life. So I think that another good option is planning your meals. I used to be a big person that will eat out. I used to eat out even after losing weight. I would still go and get to a salad place and get a salad. Cooking my meals has helped me. Working out in different facets has helped me. And what I mean different facets is like, honestly, I get bored when I go to the gym all the time. That bores me out. So sometimes working out for me means not only going to the gym, but it means doing like one of my videotapes that I have on YouTube, doing one of the tapes, like it's like a dance tape that you can do. Doing one of those tapes, I go walking at this waterfront area as well. Also, just staying active, not staying in the house that much, not laying around, just staying active basically throughout your whole day. If you have time to yourself and say you have a day off work, go somewhere, walk around, go to the museum, go somewhere, do something that's going to enlighten you. Go somewhere and read a book or whatever you want to do, but make sure that you stay on your feet. You know, what hurts me to my heart is when I see older people in the grocery store and stuff, and I see them moving slowly, and I see them by themselves, and it hurts me when it looks like they're not in good health, because I think about myself and I think about us. Most of us, we are young people. We still have an opportunity, no matter what age we are, to get our lives completely together. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life. I have some friends in my life, God bless them, that have some terrible things going on right now. I have one brother I know, he got a situation going on, but he is persevering through it. And he told me, he said, Constance, he said, he recently moved, and he said, I moved to a place that was far away with just a shirt on my back. And he's flourishing. You know why he's flourishing? It's because his outlook on his life. It's his outlook. It's his perspective. And that's what I realized. I'm going to go back to the comment section because I don't have it on my computer right now. I want to be able to see what you guys are saying. So just give me a quick second here. I'm going to make it small. I don't know why it keeps going like that. Okay. Okay, now I have the comment section back. Yes, the gym. Oh, I'm reading the comments now. Carol, hey Carol, it's good to see you. Yes, kale and carrot salad as well. Yes. You said tuna. You said, is it tuna cakes? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Awesome. Thank you for joining, Carol. It's really good to see you. You know, I know you as Jennifer, but I'm gonna call you Carol. I have to get used to it. You said going to the gym is boring. I like nature and walking. Yes, dance. Yes. Let me tell you something, y'all. Now when I go into the gym, hey love, when I go into the gym, the gym is cool. The gym is cool, but let me tell you something, it's boring. It's boring in there, y'all. It's boring. I'm just going, so sometimes I take a little paper with me to count down the machines, or sometimes I count it down my head, and I go to one machine and I try to do like 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 20, and then I go and do like the elliptical, but it doesn't excite me. Like if I went back into boxing, then that would excite me because I love boxing. But going to the gym is boring to me. So I got to do a variety of things that keep me energized. So, that's just what and I'm going to say this too, y'all. Cleaning is another good workout. I want to say cleaning is another good workout. I just want to say that. That's another good way to get, to get those calories lost. Love you. I love you too, Carol. It's really good to see you. I love you too. What you said, does depression also play into emotional eating? Yes. That's a great point, Aaron. That is a great point, King. Let me tell you something. I have, for basically my whole life, have struggled with depression. And I think it was because, in all honesty, when I think about it, not living up to my full potential. You know how sometimes you could be at work or you could be doing things in your life and you're honestly giving it 70%. And when you give 70%, you might have one eye open, but you ain't happy with no 70%. You want to be the best at what you do. And I think that I didn't think personally about myself. I didn't think that I had it to be the best. I didn't think that I had it within me because I was used to mediocrity. And so coming out of that mindset has been a trip. So I think that caused me to be depressed. Also, getting depressed about certain circumstances in my life that happened to me, and also thinking about it in a negative way. Thinking about it and not seeing, perspective is everything. Not having the right perspective will mess your life up. So what I've been able to do through prayer, through fasting, through a lot of soul searching within myself is really truly see a positive and genuine perspective of my life. And that's broken off that depression. And what I mean by that is that when things go wrong, I don't look at it negatively anymore. I don't look at situations as problems. I look at them as solutions. I don't look at myself as the victim. I look at myself as a successor. I look at myself as a victor. And that's how those things were able to break. And I'm still breaking those things, no lie. But depression has played a large part in this weight situation. Because if something went bad, my perspective was off a lot of the times. As positive as I am and as encouraging as I am, sometimes I face a lot of things alone, you know. I'm a single woman. I face a lot of things alone. And sometimes I don't have anyone to share, or I don't feel comfortable with sharing certain things. So I deal with them by myself. And dealing with things by myself, I didn't think sometimes I was strong enough to deal with certain things I was going through by myself. But I realized that if I'm breathing, I have what it takes to make it. All it takes is the fact that I have breath in my body. And not only that I speak these things, I genuinely believe it. When you go through enough pain and enough torment and enough bad things in your life, enough trials, enough tribulations, you realize that bad time is just a small part, because the good time is coming. So when you're going through that rough trial, you have to have positive perspective. It's your perspective that's going to change your life. It's your perspective that's going to allow you to be able to open up to your goals and believe that certain things can happen in your life. It is your perspective. Your perspective is what has you where you are right now. So the better your perspective is, the more you sincerely believe in yourself, believe in our Creator, believe in the Most High. You know, a lot of the times I'm gonna honestly say this, and I'm gonna go back to the comments. You said you also dealt with depression and rejection. Aaron, and I'm gonna go back to the other comments as well, ladies. I've dealt with it as well. I've dealt with depression. I've dealt with rejection. I've dealt with the enemy fighting me in my head. But Aaron, as long as I think another thing is prayer. I think prayer. I think crying out to the Most High. I think also positive affirmations in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, affirm your day. No matter what circumstances you are going through, affirm your day and affirm that things will get better. When you are able to do that, you are able to create a space for you to move forward. Always have specific goals that you're working towards. Always have those goals that you're working towards, and see those goals even in the midst of the struggle. You have to have something to live for. For me, that's the Most High. For me, that's knowing that I am somebody. So I'm going to go back to these comments. Ebony said, I said no more depression, and I watch who I'm around to be careful not to pick up the energy of, yes, I'm too relying on myself and the Creator for God. Amen. Let me tell you something, Ebony. Watching who you're around and who you allow in your space, who you allow to yourself to interact with, makes a huge difference in your life. Let me tell you, especially as being empaths like we are, being sensitive people, being sensitive to emotions, being sensitive to people's intent. Sometimes knowing when people are intentionally trying to hurt you, that can really, really put a damper on you, especially when you're a person who lives to love, encourage, and motivate others. It can really put a damper on life. But you know, I realized as we realize our value, we begin to protect ourselves better. I can honestly say that. As we understand our place, as we understand the perspective of others, as we understand these things, we begin to protect our hearts. Because see, if we are independent, strong, we have our Creator, we have the Lord who is protecting us, shielding us, guiding us, but we must also utilize wisdom, which He gives us. And we have that innately, because we know when people are real, or when people are being facetious, or they're being controlling or manipulative, or attaching to us for the wrong reasons. And when we begin, as I noticed with myself, to respect our space, as we begin to respect it, as we begin to respect ourselves more and see our own worth, then we create that environment in our lives, and we protect ourselves from those who may unknowingly be hurting us. Because sometimes, honestly, people unknowingly hurt us. You said you also saved your cubicle today with spray to remove any toxic energy. Okay, I've never used sage. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I tell you one thing, I pray. I most definitely will be praying up something. I have prayed up something plenty of times at my job, especially when I was on the night shift. So I stay praying. Let me tell you something. I'll go in the bathroom and pray. Let me tell you something happened. Let me get off. I'm getting off my computer right now. And I go in the bathroom. Lord, help me, Lord, help me. Help me make it through this day, Lord. But I haven't had those kind of situations that work in a long time, because my environment changed. But I go and pray up something. Let me go back to some of these comments. Do you drink lemon water and apple cider vinegar? Sister, that's awesome weight loss. It's so good for you. I drink. Oh, yes. I was on that tip for a long time. I got off the consistency of drinking lemon water, but I'm getting back on it. But right now, what I just drink is honestly distilled water. But lemon and lime water is awesome. It works wonders for my body. It works great for your skin. Also, I put fruits in my water as well. Yes, let me tell you something. Work can be crazy. Y'all, let me tell you something. Them days, I remember I prayed so hard, an angel appeared. I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm fine. I prayed so hard. Let me tell you, one day I was so stressed out at work. This is when I was working the overnight shift. And I went up. But actually, it was a good day. It was honestly a good day for that one. But this was one of my, I'm not going to bust these people down. I'm not going to break them down. That was that kind of day. Because I'm not an angry person, but if I got angry, I would not be a kind person. Let's just put it like that. So I don't want nobody to be able to take me out of who I am, because I don't believe in other people that they should have control over my emotions. And that's something that I've been working on a lot. And so I went in the bathroom one day, and I went upstairs on the third floor. And nobody's up there in the middle of the fourth floor. Nobody's up there in the middle of the day. Y'all, I turned on that song Intercession by William McDowell, and I was praying. I was praying up something up there in the third floor, walking around that island in the third floor, praying up something in the kitchen in the third floor. And y'all, let me tell you something. I always feel the Holy Spirit when I go up there and pray, because when I'm praying, y'all know I'm a little wild, right? So when I pray, I get wild with my prayers. Let me tell you something. I get wild and I get crazy, and I be crying and all kind of stuff. And so I was, wilding out, because nobody can hear me on the fourth floor. So I was just wilding out, running around and up there, shouting and praying, right? And I turned to the side and an angel appeared. I turned to the side and an angel legit appeared. And it was just like a second. And I started crying. I was like, wow. Anyway, let me get back to the comments. But yes, work used to be crazy. It works. Yes, prayer does. And Ebony said spring water, alkaline water, works too. Yes. Yes, I used to drink alkaline water back in the day. The place that used to sell it here has closed down, so I have to find another place, because you would go and they would have the machine and you would bring your own jugs, and they would you could fill your own jugs up for probably like $1 or something of alkaline water, and they had the different levels that you could use. Yes, Taylor, it really did happen. The angel appeared. And it was like, you know how you see somebody at the corner of your eye, and nobody's up there on the 4th floor with me. You see somebody at the corner of your eye, it appeared and it went away just that fast. And I looked to the side, it was like a flash. It's kind of like a flashlight, but the seconds was less than, I put it like, you know how lightning strikes? It was like that. Like if you didn't see it, you had to see it at the corner of your eye and it is gone. But it was faster than lightning. That's how it was. But when I used to go up there and pray, man, a lot of things would be broken, you know, and the atmosphere would change downstairs. So I know the Lord be working through prayer. Prayer does work. So I know some of the people that have participated in the challenge. I have talked a good bit. I want to have anyone share their testimony. I'll be able to read it. Are there any? Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you made one positive change. It doesn't matter if you only picked up drinking water. It doesn't matter if you only decide to walk a certain amount of time. The thing is, the past is the past. We are not living in the past. We are living. Hey, Shanika, it's good to see you, beloved sister. Yes, let me tell you something. That song will get you in. Intercession by William McDowell. Let me tell you something. That song right there, let me tell you, the Holy Spirit. Let me tell you something. That song right there, that's my prayer song. When I want to go into prayer, that's my song. You said use spring water is alkaline. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. The only reason why I was going to the other places because they had levels of it, and you can make the alkaline more stronger in the water. And so I'm gonna use spring water. I'm also gonna see there's a place around here where I can actually like buy the jugs of alkaline water like I used to as well. And I'm sorry if I've been missing any of the comments. To anybody who just recently joined the challenge, we have essentially recently joined our hangout. We have essentially been speaking about taking responsibility for your behavior patterns, having a positive perspective no matter what's going on in your life, understanding that we are not victims, that we are the victor. I was also advising them of everyone else about the power also of saying positive affirmations to yourself the first thing in the morning, the power of prayer. I've also been fasting during this time frame. That's why y'all don't see me online as much, because I've been honestly trying to keep to myself, to be honest with you, because I was like, let me tell you something. This stuff that I've been carrying, this weight is a manifestation of a lot of pain, a lot of things that have gone through in my life. And I was like, it's time. I'm not playing with this. It's time for this to be up. It's time for it to go. You know, you got to get somewhere. You don't belong here. You can't stay in this house. I'm opening up the door and you go. So, so I've been trying to say to myself so that I can be honestly focused and do what I'm supposed to do to genuinely not only heal my body, but genuinely heal and reprogram my mind so that I can genuinely move forward in my life. And that's every aspect of my life. For the people that have just joined, as far as the updates that, as far as myself, I've lost 13.6 pounds. This has been since April 6th. So it's been about 20 days. And in the midst of that, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. I've been doing a lot of prayer. I've been doing fasting. And I've been very cognizant of what I've been eating. I've been very aware. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I used to do a lot of mindless eating. I used to do a lot of emotional eating, so so if anyone in the comment section, if you have any brief testimonies, if you have any tips for anyone that may be on the line, if you can please share any. I know Carol, you did tell me that you also used to be in that field. I don't know if you were a workout instructor. I don't know if you were someone who helped people with their diets. I don't know what aspect you were in, but if you have any important, vital information that you can share, that would be lovely as well. Yes, and let me tell you something. Don't make me shout over here, Ebony. Don't make me shout, Sister Ebony. Fasting is phenomenal. I'll be starting a 30-day fast next month. Fasting is spiritual. Yes, yes, yes. Let me tell you. Whew. Okay. The Lord has been telling me to do a fast for a while now, and I would do the fast for a short period of time. I am currently on a 30-day fast. I know some people don't believe that you should tell people, but hey, I'm currently on a 30-day fast. And the Lord has been telling me, and the reason why I had to fast, I had to get rid of a lot of pain. I had to get rid of doubt, self-doubt, some unbelief. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, lady. Thank you. I had to get rid of some fear. Ooh, y'all, fear. Even though I'm a believer and I read the word of God and I say positive affirmations, fear has been instilled in me since I was a child. So it's honestly still something that I struggle with from time to time. And there were a bevy of things that the Lord told me to write down that I needed to get rid of. And the only way that I was going to get rid of these things was through fasting. I was not going to get rid of the things that were still holding me back without fasting. I was not going to get rid of these things without getting to myself and being obedient. So I decided to do just that. Now, with the fasting, I'm still eating. It's just a lot of things have been broken off. A lot of things have been broken off, and I just started this process. But and I got I got time to go. But let me tell you something. Weights are coming off, and not just the physical weight that's come off my body, the mental weight. The bad mentality, the things that have been holding me back emotionally, those things have been, thank you for joining, Taylor. And you said that I'm really enjoying this chat, but I'm going to leave. Before I leave, I lost. Congratulations, Taylor. Taylor lost 5 pounds, everyone. Thank you so much. And she also said, congratulations to your progress. And you have been hitting the nail on the head about everything. Thank you, beloved sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you lost that weight, and there's only much more. Let me tell you something. You are going to be off that diabetic medicine. I am coming into prayer and believing God for that for you. So you are going to be healed. And as I told you earlier, just a little bit ago, make sure you get some lemon. Make sure you get some tea. Make sure you also, what's the other, ginger. And make you a little tea, and that's going to help you as far as you're not feeling so well. So I pray that you get rest, beloved, because rest heals your body. I'm so proud of Taylor, and also Aaron, you said, I really enjoyed seeing you online, Constance. You're a very positive influence. I hope that you don't go. Oh, thank you. Fasting brings mental clarity. Yes, it does. I want to say this too. I have been having people reach out to me about being tormented, even though I know this video and this message is about the weight, is about what's killing us, bad habits that need to die, things that are in our life that are manifesting, that are causing us to not be the people that we should be. I just want to say this. There have been several people that have reached out to me regarding being tormented by demons. I know this is a little off this subject. Oh, thank you, Taylor. God bless you too, and have an awesome night. And I pray that you sleep well, beloved sister. There have been several people who have reached out to me regarding being tormented by demons. And I'm going to be honest with you. I used to be tormented in my head by demons a long time ago, in my 20s. I used to be tormented bad, even in my early 30s. I used to be tormented. Let me stop acting like I'm old, because I ain't that old, okay? But anyway, as we were speaking about fasting, fasting will break that. Fasting will break that torment. You just have to have the discipline to be able to do it. Once you come in agreement with the Most High, and you really don't want those things speaking to you, the demonic influences, they have no power in the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Fasting will break that stuff off of you. You must be disciplined. And you must pray. And you must constantly cast those things away. So that can break if you are willing to be disciplined. If you are willing to believe what Christ is saying versus what a demonic entity is saying. And let me tell you something. These demonic entities would tell me to kill myself. They would tell me all kinds of crazy things. And I never would do the stuff they said. All I did was be quiet, and I ate my pain away. Because I was like, I'm not doing any of the crazy stuff. It was only Christ that delivered me. I knew that it was the Most High that delivered me. But let me tell you something. Praying and fasting works miracles. We also, as I said before, I'm going to say it again, we have to take responsibility for our behavior patterns. You have to take ownership of your life and your behaviors. You have to own every part of yourself and own everything you do. You can't let demons own you. You can't let friends and family own you. You can't. Hey, Randy, I pray that all is well. You can't let none of those things own you. You have to take responsibility for your life. And you have to put things in perspective. I was also a person that was tortured. But I'm here today and my mind is free. My mind is at peace. My mind is at ease. I can meditate without any bother. And it's because I chose to listen to the Most High. Who are you going to listen to? Don't listen to them demons. They'll trick you into thinking those are your own thoughts. Those are not your own thoughts. I just wanted to bring that up right now because I've had a lot of people reach out to me about demonic influences in their life and being tortured by demons in their head. You have to fast. You have to pray. You cannot listen to any negative energy. You cannot. You can only, and let me also say this to you as well. When a negative thought comes, you have to combat it with a positive thought. Not only a positive thought, but a positive action. So if you're waking up and you're starting to feel depressed in the morning and you get up and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed, blah, blah, blah. Make sure that you get dressed, get out of bed, and go do something. Do something that empowers your life, that enriches you. And make sure that you're saying affirmations as you're getting dressed. I'm a powerful warrior of Christ. I know who I am and whom I belong to. No weapon formed against my heart, mind, body, and soul shall prosper. When you believe these positive things, that Christ has instilled within you, when you believe who you know who you are, that's another thing. Knowing who you are, you don't have to be an imitation of anybody else. You can't let things outside of yourself rule you or take your power or your energy. When you know who you are, you will soar. We were not created to be mediocre. We were not created to be weak. We were created to be warriors. But you won't be a warrior without a little war. It's your perspective. Your perspective on the war is going to determine your future. Your perspective on the war is going to determine your future. Because war is going to come regardless, whether we like it or not. But are you accepting responsibility for your behavior patterns? Are you accepting responsibility for the things that you have done wrong? Are you accepting responsibility when you let negative people in your life control and manipulate you? Accept responsibility. And that's when things truly begin to change in your life. Take ownership of every decision. And that's when things begin to change. I see that Shanika said, amen, fasting, Constance, is like you preaching to me right now. Yes, mental weights. Congratulations on your weight loss, Constance. Thank you, beloved sister. You know I have nothing but love and appreciation for you. So I'm just praying that you continue to move forward in strength, love, peace, and harmony. I'm also praying that we see your beautiful videos again, that we hear your beautiful voice. We need your presence. We need your presence. We need you to be strong. We need you to be strong. So continue on, lady. Ebony Eye says, look into spiritual bathing, prayers and fasting to combat demons. Okay, I never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. You ate stronger. You are stronger than the demons. That's why they're attacking you. Don't give up. Don't give it power by giving away your power. Yes, Ebony. Yes. And you're welcome, Shanika. You cannot, let me tell you something. We are very powerful beings. It's just that a lot of times we don't access that power because we have been manipulated in so many ways. We have been manipulated by friends, by family. And when I say this, I'm not saying that you take responsibility. I'm just saying that when your mind has been conditioned to behave a certain way, you have to reprogram your own mind. It's like being a part of a cult. And then all these years, and then you come out of that cult and you reprogram your mind. So a lot of us have been conditioned to react certain ways in our life. A lot of us have been conditioned to have so much fear. I know fear has been a big thing in my life. A lot of us have been conditioned to have so many things. So once we get to a certain age, we decide whether we're going to live in the past based on those conditions or create a new experience through reprogramming our minds and accepting responsibility. Accepting, like I tell you, I'm sitting here as a 300 something pound woman. You're going to see me change in a dramatic way, and it's because of accepting responsibility for my behavior patterns. That's what it boils down to. Focusing on the things that are going to bring more life and not death. Focus focusing on what's going to bring life and not death. A lot of times in my life, I focused on the death part. I focused on the things that made me sad. I focused on the broken relationships. And I was letting those negative things define my life. And those things were holding me back. And it was reoccurring with rejection, reoccurring with fear, reoccurring with negative thoughts. And I realized it was a cycle that I had to acknowledge. Because if you do not look at yourself in the mirror, you will never grow. If you do not accept responsibility for your behavior patterns, you will never change. Now, prayer. Oh, hey, praise God. I knew I was talking to somebody. Aaron, Brother Aaron. But I had to accept responsibility. I had to look myself in the mirror. My mother is not responsible for my weight, even though we had poor diets when I lived with my mother. The men that rejected me is not responsible for my weight. The girlfriends that mistreated me because they thought I was gullible or easy to get over, they're not responsible for this weight. The jobs that have rejected me are not responsible for this weight. The bad situations that happen to me is not responsible for this weight. I am responsible for this weight. It is me that has to look myself in the mirror and say that I am an overcomer, that I am responsible despite of what happens to me. I am responsible despite of the pain, the rejection, the fear, the negative energy, the demonic attacks. I am responsible. I am responsible. I played a part in every situation, knowingly or unknowingly. Whether I was a child and I played a part, or whether I was an adult. Let me tell you something. Prayer. People always like to put things on, like, oh, well, I'm just gonna pray about it, whenever the Lord whenever the Lord do it, blah, blah, blah. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. And I'm just gonna go back to the comment section. Because faith without works is dead. You must do the work. You are responsible for the work. You can't put in 60 and 40%. You got to put in 100%. You must do the work. And then you see the blessings begin to unfold in your life. You must be disciplined. You must do the work. And let me tell you something that's gonna be a blessing. You got to do the work when it hurts. Do the work when you feel rejected. Do the work when you feel neglected. Do the work when you feel depressed. Do the work when you're not feeling like you're the best. You got to still do the work. The work you can't lay down on your life just because of little trials and tribulations come up to you. You got to still do that work regardless, because we are responsible. We are responsible. We are responsible for our behavior patterns and killing the things that held us back. Let me go to the comment section really quickly. I didn't expect it to be on this long. Let's see what Ebony said. I've come to see fear as demonic. It destroys who we were created to be if we don't overcome it. And you said, yes, you have to look at yourself and hold yourself accountable. Fear has also been a major part of my life, says Aaron. And then, oh, hey, Brother when it hurts. Amen. Yes, let me tell you, fear has been oh my goodness, fear has been a strong part of why I haven't done a lot of things that I was supposed to do in my life. You know, let me tell you, fear stopped me when I was out on the poetry scene, because I didn't fit in with some of the poets. You know, I had some people I fit in with. Fear stopped me for doing a lot of powerful things in my life. Even though I'm doing great now, and I'm going to be doing a lot more things, a lot better things, a lot more creative things, fear has halted a lot in my life. But let me tell you something, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. Why fear? If you are genuinely living a righteous life, you know the afterlife is going to be blessed. So why are you fearing? If you know that the only thing that's going to end up happening to you is you're going to die and you're going to go somewhere, no matter what, you're going to be in a place of peace. Why fear? Fear is an illusion. Fear was instilled in me from a child. I even got fear at church. I'm not going to lie. I'm not bashing church in any way because I love going to church. I got fear in church. I got fear instilled in the home. I got fear from all different angles in my life. I used to struggle really badly with anxiety. Anxiety and depression, they run together. And I've even experienced an anxiety attack just last December. Just last December, I had an attack. I didn't tell anybody but my dad and my mom. And so fear has been a great deal in my life, and it's hindered me. But I'm just now coming to the realization, through just getting to myself and fighting off these things, that fear is just an illusion. Like I talked about fear a lot, but I really realize it. When you have time to spend with God, when you have free time to spend with God, and you really just sit back and listen and meditate, a lot of the answers are going to come. Why fear? There's no reason to fear. I've said this, y'all. I said so many prayers. I've done a lot. I've called prayer lines. I've emailed people, please pray for me. And not recently, but this was just back when it was really, really, really bad. And I realized that it is just an illusion. But when something is instilled in you from a child, all honesty, is hard to let go of. You have to do something dramatic to let go of it. And that's why fasting has been a blessing to me. It looks like Randy said something. Fear is a short road to death. Faith is a long road to eternal life. The path is up to us to choose. Yes. Fear, we're talking about what's killing us. Fear is one of the things that's killing us. Unbelief is one of the things that's killing us. You know, sometimes it's fear of our future. Sometimes it's fear of all kinds of things. And you know, the funny thing is, Randy, I think you don't know this, but I know it's your birthday, but I actually had that attack on your birthday. I actually had that attack. And Randy was like, I think you see me do a video for chat or something. He was like, what happened to my birthday, Constance? I was gone a while because I was battling some really bad, some stuff that was just trying to take me out back in December. But let me tell you something, the Lord is good, and God is good all the time, and no weapon formed shall prosper, and he always bless us to overcome. We just have to be genuine believers. We have to have genuine faith. Let me tell you something, you have to have that faith when everything is going wrong in your life, that faith is going to keep you in the right perspective and give you the strength to move forward. Even in your brokenness, you will move forward. Fear and procrastination are the biggest enemies of destiny. Yes. And let me tell you something. I have been a big procrastinator. I have been a big procrastinator in my life. A lot of things I didn't do. You know, I could have been in a different place right now. I could have been in a different place of life, but I'm going to be honest with you, it was fear. It was fear, and there was a lot of things that I felt like I don't have a lot of help as a single woman. So I was like, am I supposed to be doing all these things and I don't have any help? But that was an excuse. That was an excuse. You know, that was legit an excuse. That was legit an excuse. Yeah, I had some things happen to me last December. As y'all can see, I didn't do any videos for a while. I got off YouTube. And I'm not the type of person that will, you know, I'm the type of person I have to deal with stuff myself. And sometimes I think it's good to, you know, to back away, you know. But I can tell you right now, I'm much stronger. Last year was a really rough year for me, guys. I'm going to be honest, women and men, and kings and queens. I had a lot of spiritual attacks come on to me last year, throughout the year, from various people. It wasn't just like it was one or two people. It was a lot of spiritual attacks that came on. And it was really rough, and I had to do a lot of soul searching. And that's kind of why I wasn't on the straight and narrow when it came to my weight. I had the thing that happened with my health, where I almost had a stroke. I told you all about that. My blood pressure was sky high, and I just happened to went to the doctor because I had a toothache, and the lady told me that if I didn't go that day, that I could have had a stroke because my blood pressure was so high. So I had a lot of intense stress last year coming at me from multiple places, work included. And I'm not going to lie, at that point in time, I just wasn't dealing with everything. I was trying to deal with everything appropriately. I was praying, I was crying out. But sometimes in life, you just have to go through some pain. But as long as you keep fighting, that's what's most important. That's what's most important, as long as you genuinely keep fighting. As long as you don't give up. As long as you don't give up. I was just simply, when I had that attack, I was just simply overwhelmed. There was a lot of things that happened to me at one time, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was just overwhelmed. I was extremely overwhelmed. I had some really rough months. December and January was very rough for me last year. Thank God. Thank the Most High for blessing me to get through. I'll tell you that much. Ebony, you said continued blessings and peace, Warrior Constance. I'm excited. I'm exiting this chat. Okay. Thank you for joining, Ebony. And I certainly didn't myself intended for the chat to last this long. I didn't intend for it to last this long, but I just felt like I had a lot on my heart to say. And that's the point, Constance. You don't have to go at this alone. We are all in this together, whether we accept it or not. That is true. That is true, Randy. I think sometimes when you are used to being by yourself and you're used to handling so many things alone, and I don't want to cry because I'm not, I wasn't expecting to cry, but when you're used to handling a lot of things alone, it's extremely hard for you to reach out to people. It's extremely hard. Like, I'm one of those people that I have to be kind of like at my last to reach out to somebody. And if I reach out to somebody, it's going to be my dad, in all honesty. It's going to be Sergeant Johnson. You know, he's been a great support system for me. He's been checking up on me, and you know, so I've been doing good. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been doing pretty good since December. It's just things had gotten, I didn't even expect to mention this, things had kind of gotten a little overwhelming in my life at that time, with coming from different areas. And that's why I just did not, you know, I just was not doing well at that time, but I'm doing a lot. Oh my goodness, so much better. And I'm going to be honest, I attribute that to prayer. I attribute that to fasting. I attribute that to meditation. I attribute that to having gratitude for my life and seeing things in the way that Christ will want me to see them, not for how they currently are, but how things will be in the future. And things aren't bad now, but there's so much more for me to do. And the things that I went through in December, it honestly made me stronger. I could honestly, genuinely say I am a stronger person. So anybody who has struggled with any sort of demonic attacks, if you struggled with any sort of trials and tribulations through your life, whether it be with your health, whether it be with your job, whether it be with friends and family, I want you to know that you're a survivor and you will make it. And even if sometimes you feel like you are standing alone, brothers and sisters, you are not alone. If you need me, feel free to email me. I mean that genuinely, because I'm an innate encourager, and I may not always get back in time especially if I'm praying and meditating for a couple of days. I really don't like to talk to people because I don't want anything to disrupt what Christ is doing in my heart and the restoration that he's doing. But if you need me, reach out and I will get back to you within a couple of days. And I genuinely, sincerely mean that with my heart. Let's see, it says, Shanika, this is so encouraging. Yes, it's hard to reach out when you're used to handling things alone. I'm like that also. Glad you're doing better. Yes, prayer works. God has so much in store for you. Thank you, lovely lady. Thank you, beloved sister. Yes, I don't know why I've been like this. I kind of been like this. Oh, I might do a video on this too, about not speaking up. I might do a video, but I'm used to being alone. I've been alone for a very long time, and I've been on my own since 20, like living on my own since about 20, since 19. I graduated from high school. I did live with my aunt for a short period of time, and then I got my own place, and I've been living on my own. And y'all know I talk about my age, even though I still look 25. Yeah, so I'm used to dealing with a lot of things alone. I'm used to not telling people, even close friends. I'm used to just dealing with things alone. I don't like to lean on people. It's not an arrogant thing, you know. It's not anything of arrogance, you know. It's just how I've always been. It's just like how I've always been. Now, if you reach out to me and ask me if I'm doing okay, and I'm genuinely not doing okay, I will tell you that. But I am a person that has had to be strong. And, you know, I'm not complaining about being single, you know, because that's just life, you know. But I'm just saying that I had to be strong, and I had to be strong for myself. And I don't believe on really, you know, being too emotionally dependent upon others. So I've just been emotionally dependent upon the Lord. And so that's how I've honestly been. So that's why I'm not inapt to just reach out to someone always if I'm going through something, you know. Hey, lady. Hey, thanks for joining, Alicia. And then Randy said she really means that. I do. I do. I will reach back out to you. You send me an email, I will reach back out to you. And Aaron said, if you have to cry, let it out. Crying is a form of cleansing and releasing. It is, Aaron. Plenty nights I've cried. Plenty days I've cried. Plenty times I've cried. And I'm just so thankful for everything our Creator, the Most High, has done for all of us. I feel like, the pain adds to the purpose. If you can see the reason behind everything. So not that we're going to always understand everything, but if you can have a certain level of faith with Christ to move past that, to kind of rationalize in your head, like, okay, this happened. What can I take from it? What can I learn from it? How can I grow and become better? And then, if you can do that, if you can accept responsibility, I keep reiterating that because that's been a big part of my healing. Healing is a process. Healing is genuinely a process. So even though I've healed a lot, sometimes we have so much baggage on us that we don't even know. And sometimes things are hurting. We're hurting in places that we're not even cognizant of until the Most High makes us aware of that. And like, oh, that's the thing that's blocking me. I didn't even know that was blocking me. That's the thing that's hurting me. I didn't even know that was hurting me. So that's why I keep reiterating the power of prayer and the power of fasting, because it's really been able to bring a lot of clarity and a lot of peace to my heart, mind, body, and soul. And it's been helping me to take responsibility for my life. I feel like once things are revealed to us, we are now responsible for that truth. So if something is revealed to us, now that we know what's going on, now that we know how to deal with certain things, we must, at the time, that is knowledge. We have that knowledge, whatever that revelation is. Now we must put that wisdom with that. You have that knowledge. Now you must put that wisdom with that knowledge in order to handle things in the way Christ has called us to handle them. So for me, I've taken responsibility for my pain, and that's how I'm able to move forward in my life. And oh, amen. Yes, I do, Alicia. Yes, I do. I do. Yes, I do. God is cleansing me. The Lord is still healing me, as we all are still healing as we go through life. The Lord is bringing revelation. And I'm thankful, because we have to understand what's hurting us. We have to understand what's killing us or what's trying to kill us. And we have to be able to understand what decisions we're making that's hindering us from being better. As I spoke earlier, you don't want to live a 70% good life. You don't want to do 70% at your job. You don't want to do 70% at anything that you do in life. So it's best that we learn, best is that we see the greatness within us so that we can display greatness in the things that we do. No matter what that is you decide to do in life. See the greatness in you and then be that greatness, and let that greatness be a reflection in all of your actions and the things that you eat, the way that the water that you drink, the decisions that you make. And with everything that happens, with every action, there is a reaction. There are going to be people that try to tempt you into anger, people that try to tempt you into discouragement. But no matter what comes at you, you are responsible for your reaction. You are responsible for your reaction to anything that occurs in your life. And when you begin to take responsibility, you take ownership of your power. You take ownership. Remember, you're a leader. You're not a second-class citizen. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter what people you know. You are a leader, and there's greatness and divine holy power within you. You just have to access it and believe and genuinely believe in that. When you access it, when you pray, when you meditate, when you walk in forgiveness, oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention. Walking in forgiveness has been a blessing towards my life as well. Forgiving people that hurt me knowingly and unknowingly. Because there's a lot of people, hurt people, right, y'all? They do. So there's a lot of hurt people hurting you and not even knowing that they're hurting you. That's just sometimes it's their innate behavior. Sometimes they don't know how to act because there's so much pain in their life. Even if you're coming at them with love, they don't know how to receive love because they have accepted rejection. So it is your responsibility to be cognizant of who you allow in your space in any sort of circumstance, whether that's a person that you are, having in your space physically, whether it's just a friend that you talk to every now and then. You are responsible for your interactions. You're responsible for your behavior. You're responsible for who you allow in your life. And if people hurt you, you need to know how to handle those people and how much they should be in your life. Because you only honestly want things in your life that are going to add to your life, and you want to be able to live at a 100% level. A lot of times, I'll be honest, I've accepted mediocrity, accepted, I'll just do this or I'll just do that. But I'm realizing through this metamorphosis, through this change, that I'm here for a purpose, and I need to celebrate each moment, and I need to be 100% present in every moment and 100% myself to the best of my ability. I need to be that. And so let me go back to the comments. Okay, I don't see any much going on here. Guys, I did not intend for this to last this long. But what I do want to share with you guys before I go is this song that I am loving that my brother sent me. And then I'm going to peace out because y'all know I got the babies, so wishing my cat. So I'm going to share the song and then I'm going to be dipping out. Thank you so much for joining this update on the 90-day health challenge. For anyone who has just joined, I have lost, 13.6 pounds from December 6th to now. No, not December 6th. No, from April 6th to now, which is April 26th. And I did not know we were going to go into all of these topics. I honestly thought we were going to just be speaking for about 30 minutes. So let me peace out to this right here. Let me tell you something, y'all. His name is Darryl Yehudi, is Yahudi, however you pronounce it. But this song is the truth. And he's talking about the Lord. He's talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, okay? I love music like this. Hey, Snow Princess. Oh, thank you, Alicia. Guys, y'all need to check him out. He is the truth. He is the truth. I don't know if y'all can see me because my screen. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
This woman is not the same. The children rise and praise the husband dies the shame.
I love this. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Fresh lemonade with 3/4 untrained. What can I say? She is molded by you. Don't forget, she is gonna reach. Classy all around. Don't do you every day that she is on the ground. All the way like this. Her close to you, she this fight is hard to find. I'll tell you, she's one of a kind.
All right, y'all. Y'all have rushed out to me with this song. I'm about to go. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining on tonight. Oh, that song is
the fast ones, the hard times and go ones, and the material I get a man with no commitment ones. And to the young coming up, hold on tight to your dignity. You don't have to lower yourself for a minute. Really, be true.
I'm typing it in now.
Your value be well worth the price. You know, it's like, baby girl.
All right, y'all. I'm about to go. I know my computer froze up a little bit during the stream. So I'm about to go, y'all. I just want y'all to hear that song. I love it. Like, I love that song. I'm so thankful for everyone who joined tonight. Have a blessed, peaceful night. May the Most High continue to bless, keep, strengthen you. Continue to trust the Lord. Stay blessed. Love you all. Talk to you later.